In today's fast-moving world, there is constant noise everywhere. Cars honking, phones buzzing, people talking and screens flashing. But the real chaos, the one that truly drains us, isn't happening outside. It's happening inside our own minds. The noise inside is far louder than anything the world can produce. It's the endless stream of overthinking, worrying, comparing, regretting, and fearing what might go wrong. We live in an age where silence has become rare. Not because the world is too loud, but because our thoughts never stop talking. This inner noise keeps us restless even in peaceful surroundings. You might sit alone in a quiet room, but your mind could still be filled with the noise of doubts, insecurities, and memories that refuse to fade away. This internal chatter often comes from the pressure to be perfect, to please others, and to achieve more. Society teaches us to chase validation, likes, and approval, and in that chase we lose the calm within. The outside world may quiet down at night, but our minds often don't. They keep replaying conversations, analyzing mistakes, or worrying about what's next. The truth is, peace doesn't come from silencing the world. It comes from calming our own thoughts. Real silence is not when everything around you stops. It's when your mind finally feels still and at ease. When we learn to control the inner noise, even the loudest situations outside can't disturb our peace. But if we let that internal storm grow, even the softest whisper can feel unbearable. That's why great thinkers and spiritual teachers remind us to focus within, to meditate, reflect, and listen to the calm voice of wisdom that hides beneath the noise. It's always there, but we rarely hear it because we're too busy listening to the chaos of our own thoughts. The journey to peace starts the moment we stop fighting the outside world and begin to quiet the storm inside us. Once that happens, no matter how loud the world becomes, you'll find a deep silence within yourself that no noise can touch. In the modern world, we are surrounded by noise every single moment. Traffic, social media, conversations, notifications, and endless distractions. But if we pause and truly listen, we realize that the loudest noise doesn't come from outside. It comes from within us. The mind never stops talking. It questions, criticizes, worries, compares, and doubts constantly. Even when the world is silent, our inner world can be full of storms. This constant mental chatter is what steals our peace and leaves us feeling tired, anxious, or lost. The outside world can only disturb you if the inside world is already unsettled. The noise inside your head is what decides how peaceful or disturbed your life feels. Every day we deal with thoughts about the past and fears about the future. We replay old mistakes, imagine worst-case scenarios, and judge ourselves harshly. This internal noise can make a calm life feel chaotic. You might be sitting quietly, but your mind could be screaming with self-doubt and overthinking. People try to find peace by escaping, going on vacations, isolating themselves, or turning off their phones. But even in the most peaceful places, the mind travels with us. Until we quiet that inner noise, peace will always feel temporary. Real silence isn't when everything outside is still. It's when the mind stops reacting. The root of this inner noise lies in our attachment to control, validation, and expectations. We worry about what others think, fear losing what we have, and constantly compare our journey with others. Social media adds fuel to this by constantly showing us who we should be. The mind becomes a battlefield of desires, comparisons, and insecurities. The truth is, no amount of external success can silence that chaos. Only inner awareness can. When we start observing our thoughts instead of fighting them, we create space between who we are and what we think. That space is peace. That silence is freedom. The key to mastering this lies in mindfulness, being fully present in the now. When you start focusing on the present moment, the mind loses power over you. Meditation, gratitude, and reflection help you listen to your thoughts without judgment. Slowly, you begin to see that thoughts are just visitors. They come and go. You don't have to believe every single one of them. You start to notice that the noise inside is just a collection of fears, not facts. And once you realize that, the inner chaos begins to fade. When your mind becomes still, the world outside can be as loud as it wants. It won't shake you. You begin to see beauty even in noise because your peace no longer depends on the world. This is what great teachers like Gaur Gopal Das, Buddha, and many spiritual guides remind us. Peace is not something you find. It's something you create within. The noise outside may continue forever, but when you calm the noise inside, you become unshakable. The real journey of life is not to escape noise but to rise above it. When you find silence in your thoughts, clarity in your heart, and calm in your soul, no chaos can disturb you. The moment you control your mind, you control your world. The outside noise is temporary, but the silence within, once found, lasts forever. Life will always be noisy. People will talk, situations will change, and challenges will keep coming. But the greatest victory is not in stopping the noise around you. It's in learning how to stay peaceful despite it. Concept. The real strength of a person lies not in how well they control the world, but how well they control their mind. When you learn to be still within, the world outside automatically feels calmer. You begin to understand that peace is not something to be searched for. It's something to be realized. It's already within you, hidden beneath layers of worry, fear, and overthinking. The problem is never the outer noise, it's the way we allow that noise to enter our hearts. Once you learn to keep your mind guarded and your thoughts clean, the loudest storm can't move you. The inner noise, those endless thoughts of a what if, or why me, and what will they think, is what truly steals joy from life. We keep waiting for others to change, for the environment to become peaceful, for problems to disappear. But peace doesn't come from waiting. It comes from choosing. Every time you decide not to react to negativity, not to dwell on the past, not to worry about the future, you are building peace. Every moment you stay calm when you could have been angry, you silence the noise inside. This is how inner peace grows, one choice at a time. It's important to understand that the mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. If you train it with patience, it will guide you toward calmness. But if you let it run wild, it will drown you in chaos. That's why great spiritual teachers tell us to be the master of your mind, not its servant. The mind will always create noise, but you have the power to decide which voice to listen to. The more you focus on gratitude, compassion, and acceptance, the quieter your mind becomes. Peace isn't the absence of thoughts. It's the presence of clarity. It's when your thoughts no longer control you, but serve you. As you walk through life, remember that silence is not weakness. It's strength. To remain calm in noise, patient in anger, and peaceful in chaos requires deep power. When you reach this state, no one can disturb your inner balance. You stop chasing happiness in people or things because you realize that true happiness begins where noise ends, inside your heart. And that silence, once achieved, stays with you no matter where you go. Every difficulty in life becomes easier when the mind is quiet. The world might not change overnight, but your response to it can. You start to see problems as lessons and failures as teachers. Instead of reacting, you start reflecting. You begin to hear your inner wisdom, a voice that was always there, but hidden under the noise. That voice guides you toward peace, forgiveness, and strength. In the end, life is not about escaping the world's noise, but about finding your own melody within it. When you find peace inside, the world's chaos becomes background music. The noise outside may never stop, but when your mind is silent, it no longer matters. The greatest achievement is not in conquering the world, but in conquering your thoughts. Because the moment you silence the noise within, you finally hear the most beautiful sound of all, the calm voice of your own soul.